Welcome. You're listening to the Hello Trance podcast, sharing our passion for the music. Introducing your host, Katie Kory.
Hello, and welcome to the Hello Trance podcast. I am your host, Katie Kory, and you're listening to episode 5 of the Hello Trance podcast. On this episode, the Hello Trance team sits down with Xijaro and Pitch at Luminosity for an exclusive interview you don't want to miss. Enjoy.
You're listening to the Hello Trance podcast, sharing our passion for the music.
Chris Blackburn here reporting live from the beaches of Zandvoort in the Netherlands for the 14th edition Luminosity Beach Festival. While this is my third time to enjoy the festival, it's the biggest trance one in Europe, for this special interview I'm joined by one half of the duo who are no strangers to this festival, with their 5-time attending and second performing, have been taken over the trance community by storm over COVID as they've been chasing dreams. Yep. And their followers over Twitch. Please welcome Anthony Rand, Xijaro Pitch.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm hot.
Me too. It's so hot, man. Like, oh my god. Today is like the hottest day.
I shouldn't be complaining because I have 6 months out of the year where it's below zero.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
snow.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
in the wintertime, I think of these days and I stop complaining.
well, it's a bit of overcompensation maybe right now, but still, it's cool.
Absolutely.
Actually, no, it's hot.
It is hot. We wanted to give a very special hello to Xander, aka Xijaro, who couldn't be here in person, and whose presence is certainly missed.
Yeah, definitely missed. But also, it's like this that we're gonna do most of the gigs, especially the European ones.
Sure.
I'm gonna be doing them solo probably.
And then he'll cover the North America.
Yeah, I think this is what we're aiming for, but there will be exceptions and there will be other things, like it's. And in general, also, Xander also doesn't really. I'm more the type of gigging person like Xander is. I like festivals a lot more, so that's why this is their thing. But we were originally planning to be, to have the both here, but then Xander also fell ill last week, and then we decided to not do it in the end.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's definitely miss you all, Xander. But it was also good solo. It was definitely doable.
Absolutely. We have a great community of people to help make it possible. And it's great just, to get with you in the flesh. It's been almost 2 years following yours and Xander's journey on Twitch. Actually, no, I said 2. It's actually 3.
3, yeah. We just had the third anniversary, I think, yeah.
And I think every time I go into a stream and I do the followage, I'm pretty sure I'm the longest, but I somehow missed that founder's badge. So we'll just have to get you more followers on Twitch to get more of those badges unlocked. Maybe I'll get one day.
Yeah.
So, this is the first time we got together at the end of 2021 in San Bernardino for your first stream state, and also spend time not only there at the venue, but also in the Airbnb that Twitch legend and good friend Chris, aka Trio,
that was
put
fun.
together for
That
the
was
Twitch
so
Trance
fun.
thing.
That was so fun. That after party, these little house parties and stuff after festivals. That's what I'm doing it for. That's really what I'm doing it for.
It's nice to be able to not have
Just
to talk
connect
loudly
and,
over music.
Yeah, like now.
like right now. Since we got together last, what are some of the highlights for Xijaro Pitch, and since we've come out of COVID over the last, I'd say, 18 months or so?
Well, it's just been incredible. Like, I don't even know where to start because, like, suddenly this whole thing with Twitch turned into real life gigs and real life shows, and all these people that were just people in a chat just became real. Luminosity is definitely one of the highlights here, of course, and I think that the thing with Luminosity is that everyone is here. Like all the die-hard uplifting trance fans, they're all here. Like it's crazy to see basically a stream, but then with all these people cheering in real life, and that's really awesome. And of course, you mentioned Dream State, which for me will always be something that will always have a very special dreamy place in my heart, because Dream State 2021 was that was something else. I would say meeting those people after COVID for the first time and just being able to hug everyone, it's something that I will never ever forget.
I just got goosebumps for that, because that's been my weekend too. Like meeting so many people that we've talked to on Twitch, and being in the States, not coming over to Europe very often. This has been such a great experience to put faces to names. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty others, of course. I mean, what can I say? Transmission, the state of trance, it's just absolutely nuts. that we were able to to do all that. I didn't ever dream about that. You can say like chasing dreams and whatever, but really
You're living that. You're living.
yeah, but also I'm trying to really not have them too many dreams and definitely no expectations, because I think it's really, really important to just let things come as they do and just take things as they are and as they come. Because if you don't do that, you can also get disappointed, and that's a hard pill to swallow if you do. So I'm just trying to live everything that I can and try to do it as responsibly as possible. Because hearing is always a thing, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I know we're in a really precarious spot where we've got 2 stages in between us.
Yeah, and I'm completely being like, I'm trying to figure out what they're playing at the same time, and it's like,
Your brain's like, ooh, oh, there's silence.
yeah, no one's coming on.
Yeah, can't focus. It's a great track.
Yep.
So, I kind of shifting gears. I love a good origin story, right? Listening to yours and Ruben, yours and Xander's interview on A State of Trance with Ruben, almost 2 years ago. The timestamp. I believe you and Xander, your project was born on a mashup that you heard from Xander's, correct?
Actually, that's not correct.
It's not.
No. So basically, what happened is that I was already doing radio I started in 2005 doing radio. Can you imagine that? Like a 13-year-old kid doing it radio. That was me.
That's almost 20 years ago. Too.
It's crazy. Yeah, and I wanted to have guest DJs for my radio show, because for me that was a nice way to sort of network with other DJs. And at some point I heard this this mega mix that Xander did on After Hours FM.
Yeah.
A bit like the Armin van Buuren year mix style.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is next level right here. That's somebody who understands what I think it would mean to mix music. And I heard that we were doing the same style of mixing, and he was doing something that I would love to do. So I contacted him and was like, hey, can you do a guest mix? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then that's how that actually happened. And then actually we started talking about music a lot and whatever not. And then at some point it was just like, he could use some of the gear that I couldn't use because of accessibility reasons.
Right.
And at some point I had an idea for a mashup, and I was like, hey, can you make this mashup like this and this and this, because I know what it needs to sound like, but I just can't do it with the gear that I have. And then he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And that's how it started. And then at some point we just he didn't want his slot on After Hours of M anymore because he didn't want to DJ anymore. But he did want to produce, and I was like, hey, why don't we do everything together instead, and do this. And that's how Xijaro Pitch was born.
He is certainly a prolific mashup writer.
Yeah.
How many is he up to today, would you say? How many mashups do you think he's produced?
I've looked recently in the folder, and it's like 235.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
and it's growing, because we, for Luminosity, we produced another 10 or so.
Yes.
And not all of them were played. And actually, I think most of them were played now, because I had 2 sets under me, so I had to play a bit more. So I was very happy that I made more mashups than I needed.
So you put 10 out. Are there any still that are floating around deep in your mind that you haven't brought to life yet?
Yes, one. Yeah, one. There's one that's definitely floating in my mind now.
Give us a teaser.
It contains Louis Capaldi.
Okay. there we go. I love it. You're a great dude. I know my record box, I think I have about 50 or so of your mashups, so we certainly need to close that gap.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Because I always tell people in my streams, Trance Jesus, his favorite genre of trance is mashups.
Yeah. I definitely, we definitely have to close that gap somehow.
So I was looking at that, listening to that same interview with you and Ruben, and I was really intrigued by that question. If you weren't a DJ today, what would you do? And you delved into a little bit of the fact that you would be a podcaster.
That is true. I had 2 passions as a child, like a 10, 11, 12 years old child. It was radio and DJ. And that's how also the Twitch stream came together, because it's a bit of both, it's a bit of announcing, a bit of radio show type thing, but then also, mixing. But if I wasn't really expecting to do any of that, so I actually did communication and media studies, and then I actually did also some journalism studies after that, specifically radio journalism, and it was really something that I really loved doing, and I started really getting the hang of doing these kind of documentary style podcasts about the interesting stories. For example, I had dinner with a polyamorous couple and we just talked about that, and we went into the poly bar and stuff like that.
Yep.
So like really get into that scene and get into contact about how all that works.
The lifestyle community.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them from group crews. So Great community.
Yeah, of course. And so I just talked with these guys and see how their relationships work, and and then for example, I also did an interview or a documentary about somebody who was at the terrorist attack, 22nd of March 2016 in Brussels, and who's still working at the airport right now.
Wow.
And I found it a very inspiring story, because I know that she had a lot of mental difficulties with that as well.
Yes.
And so I wanted, these kind of things, that's what I was doing.
So if you were to produce a podcast episode right now, 2023, about your life as a DJ, what would that synopsis be?
Well, actually, we're doing that right now.
That's fantastic.
Because we're doing a documentary right now.
This weekend, right?
No, yeah, we're doing a documentary actually, where we're doing, like a bit of the life of me as a blind musician and blind producer and a blind DJ in an industry that's definitely not always as blind friendly, just because of the loud sound and also because of the hearing impairment. So really, what I want to do is I want to show people what it's like to be me and what the limitations and the challenges are that I'm facing every day, as well as the possibilities that I get and the way that I overcome these challenges. And that's what we're doing now. We're slowly starting the recording, and we're gonna release some episodes of that in the coming months on YouTube as well.
So watch out for that on YouTube. That sounds exciting. I am really excited to check that out. For the trance family, both old and new, your journey as a trance lover in Belgium, to playing some of the biggest stages like Luminosity this weekend is truly a testament that you can do anything if you chase your dreams. And I know that mantra's been a big part of your life, given that no matter what has been thrown your way, you've been pressing on, given your challenges with Nori disease and championing to help the Nori Disease Foundation.
I really am doing everything about it, and I think it's, for me personally, that's really what it's about. For me, what I want to do is show that music can actually bring people together and
music is healing.
And transcend the borders of a reality that we have, and actually enable us to do more. And I mean, I've only been able to do more because of the amazing blessing. Sorry, I said a blessing now, but the amazing blessing that I got from a trans Jesus here. From everyone, of
the
course.
Twitch trans family.
They've
been phenomenal.
But the blessing that people liked my music, and that's the reason why I can do what I do right now. And I mean, it may sound cliche and stuff, but I'm at a point in the industry still that I don't have to do it for the money, because I would then do something else. So I'm really just trying to give something back now for as long as I still can do it, because nobody knows how long that will actually be.
Certainly.
But
taking advantage of that platform at this point in time. And to speak of that, since you've teamed up with the Nori Disease Foundation and you're part of their board, can you share some of the impact that you've been able to contribute and using that money from the Twitch trans family, and how that's helped through some of the massive raid trains for that foundation?
So basically, we're spending that money very wisely. Part of that money is not spent yet, because we are actually also having, there's 2 research teams right now that are doing their work for the Nori Disease Foundation. And at the moment, we are having funding from the RNID, which is like the Royal Organization for the Deaf, which is also really fueling that. They amplified part of the money that basically that was on the Twitch that we raised by Twitch. They amplified it like times 5.
That's amazing.
And so that's how we now are working with figures like $500,000 instead of $100,000, because I did about $100,000 in all the charity for Nori Disease Foundation together. And very concretely, actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna unite the 2 teams that are working on things, because there's also a team in the States. So I'm driving the team in the UK, and there's also a team that works in the States. And now with the money that we have, I'm personally involved in organizing a Nori Disease conference in the UK. It's going to be in December, and we're going to bring every scientific knowledge that there is. We're going to bring it together, and we're going to hope that we're going to be able to do some more collaborative efforts to make that human trial happen faster.
That's amazing.
I think right now we're talking about 3 to 5 years at least, I think, for the human trial, which is a lot less than what it was before all the fundraising happened. So we're doing good progress, and I'm amazingly grateful as well for that.
And that's thanks to the power of the Twitch Trance family. So
Absolutely.
Thank you all.
Thank you all indeed.
So I wanted the listeners and viewers of Hello Trance to try and fathom what Nori's disease is.
Yeah.
Personally dealing with tinnitus myself, I know that's just a small scratch on the surface.
It is an important part of it, though. That's for sure.
What can you describe just even briefly what some of the normal sights and sounds in your everyday life are, and how that impacts you when you're engaging in music, or you're sitting at a festival doing an interview with 2 stages behind you, or you're streaming on Twitch.
So Nori disease is actually a disease that malforms. It's a genetic disease, and it malforms part of the blood vessels in your body. And the most let's say notable are the ones in the eyes, in the retina. They're so badly formed that sight is usually lost at birth. And then also the ones that are like feeding inner ear hair cells that basically transduce the sound towards electricity. And of course, if one of these blood vessels starts to leak and then break down, it takes all the hair cells with it that it connects to. And the result is that you actually go blind, that you go deaf later in life. Nobody can tell you exactly when that is.
It just happens.
It just happens, and I mean, of course, you can make it happen faster, like going on festivals like this. And definitely if you don't have hearing protection, which I of course do, but like still, it's still a risky business, I feel. So yeah, and in my case, about half of my hearing is gone. I would say on my left side, the high frequencies are really badly affected, and on the right side it's a little better, but and it also comes with a lot of distortion and a lot of tinnitus as well. That is there, like it's like a sound, like a screeching sound. There's about I would say 7 or 8 different frequencies in my left ear, and about 4 or 5 of them in my right ear. And yeah, they're always there. Yeah, I can even hear them now. Over the noise of the.
It's definitely not quiet.
No. It's definitely not quiet.
We're sitting less than a couple centimeters with the phone, literally a few more from our faces. So
yeah, exactly. So
thank you for sharing that, and thanks for doing this despite all of the distractions here.
No, and actually, what I wanted to say is that how it impacts me emotionally is sort of everything becomes a lot more intense. It's very intense because
amplified almost.
You can amplify because it's on an emotional level, because you don't know if what you're doing is going to be the last time you do it. Every minute I'm on stage, I'm thinking this might be the last time I'm on stage, because at some point it's going to be done. And every time when I'm hugging someone that I like, then it's like, okay, maybe this is the last time that I can do this, because at some point I'm not going to be at Luminosity anymore, because it's not going to be useful to do social interactions over there. And it is already difficult now because because of all the sounds, it's very easy to not understand people with my hearing condition now. But it also makes me just feel really grateful for everything that I can do and for everything that I am able to do, thanks to the whole community, thanks to everyone who supports me, and thanks to everyone who's chasing dreams with me. And I think that's really something that I can not say enough how grateful I am.
Absolutely. So you've got some big things coming up. You've got Fisherman's Airwalk events, Chasing Dreams release party.
Yeah, open to close. That's our first ever real life open to close. I'm already afraid for my ears for that one. Honestly, we're gonna do open to close. I'm probably not gonna spin there all the time myself, just because of the risk spreading for my ears.
Sure.
So probably I'm gonna do shifts where Xander is gonna play alone for a bit, and shifts where I'm gonna be playing alone for a bit. But it's definitely an Xijaro Pitch open to close. 8 hours long or 7 or 8 hours long in 8th of September in Grensweg in Venlo. That's at the crossing point of Germany, the Netherlands and Belgium. And honestly, I can't wait. There's so many people already from the US flying in for this event, and in fact, I cannot even understand why people do that, but it's incredibly humbling.
Trance will allow us to drive to do a lot of things. My wife calls trance a very expensive hobby for me, but it's a passion. I love it.
Yeah.
And this one in September sounds like a very special event, so send the jet.
Yeah.
Outside of your event, any other big events or releases coming up in the second half of 2023 that you'd like to share with the pitchers and other fans of Hello Trance?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, it's again so crazy. Like, we're gonna do Untold Festival in August.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
Are you gonna come?
Probably not this year. I'm gonna hopefully come for ADE, so I gotta balance out my trip to Europe this year.
Yeah, and I would like to come to ADE, but I will only be there on the first day because then I have to like hurry to Thailand where I have to play a transmission for like 20,000 people again. It's crazy. Wow. I don't know. And then I think there's gonna be, but I can't say anything official about it. But there's gonna be some more dates in Asia following that.
Awesome. Asia tour coming.
Yeah, something like that. So I'm really happy about everything that's coming.
So outside of just the touring and events, any other tracks that are coming out with any special vocalists or ones in the works?
Well, I mean, I don't want to say too much because, you know, but definitely the main stage set from Luminosity contains some of them. There's a new single coming on July 14th on Dream State Recordings. That's an instrumental. And then in August, normally we'll have another vocal single. I think I'll give you the scoop there. It's with Cari, and it's a very emotional one.
It's exciting. I love Cari. Her voice is phenomenal. So, what final question? Let you get back to the Luminosity final day here.
Yeah.
I know Xijaro and Pitch are known for uplifting melodies. Anything in the works for more progressive space?
We are working on stuff. There's at the moment nothing finished yet, but there's a collab which is going to be a bit slower, but I can't tell you anything more about that. It's a nice collab with a more slightly proggy artist, and I'm definitely also looking a bit to incorporate some techno influences here and there.
Yes.
But really in a Xijaro and Pitch way. You know, like if I want to do like techno, I don't want to do like complete techno and without any. I want to keep the melody alive and you know, challenge ourselves to include some of the newer elements that come from techno basically, but still really do all the Xijaro and Pitch epic melody stuff as well.
Well, thanks for sharing some of that, Anthony. And thank you for sharing your time. Love you guys. Special shout out to Xander and for everyone else listening online. It's been an honor, you know, being a part of the community and contributing to the community.
Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for being there, and thank you so much for being there, everyone. Of course, keep on chasing dreams, and thank you for having me.
Take care. Awesome.
You're listening to the Hello Trance podcast, sharing our passion for the music.